Hello everybody, my name is Merc. We're back in Elden Ring, not Shadows of the Erdtree, post Shadows of the Erdtree, and we are in Volcano Manor, of course.
That is the task the Volcano Manor desires you enact. You will be compensated once the deed is done. Good luck. If you are loath to hunt your own kin, so be it. But you must leave this house at once. This is a war against the Erdtree. We have no place for the meek, nor the luxury of keeping clean hands.
You know, it's funny, this lady's like behind a mask, and it's like, it makes me wonder, they probably didn't put it in this game, but if you could theoretically, like, there's plenty of mask armors or whatever, make yourself look covered enough that you could, you know, disguise yourself from being the chosen tarnished or whatever. Because people know who you are, right? We're all tarnished. She's asking you to slay more tarnished, which is not necessarily, you know, a loathsome task, as she is putting it. I guess she is right in the fact that if we are slaying the tarnished who are searching or looking to, you know, strengthen the Erdtree's power, as per the two fingers, I guess. Okay, that was a bad roll. When I did a single hand jump attack and I nearly took out half their HP, I was pretty confident that the second jump attack with two hands would work. But yeah, Sir Gideon has alluded to the fact that there can only be one chosen tarnished, right? So eventually they are going to have you fight each other. But first off, Tia, gorgeous view. Have another painting. I can't tell if that's supposed to be Anastasia. I guess not, because this mask has a beard on it. They're making so many masks, they got beards too. Okay, so we went upstairs and got invaded. I didn't even read the person's name. Giza. I think it was Inquisitor Giza. Great iron wheel lined with flesh-flaying blades. Device of torture used by Inquisitor Giza. As the wheel spins, it causes severe pain and blood loss. The design was adopted for use as the iconic weapon wielded by Iron Virgins. It's got a unique skill, spinning wheel. Strike the wheel against the ground to set it spinning at a top speed. Hold to keep the wheel spinning can be used while walking to push the armament into enemies. You can walk the dog. It's a yo-yo. That's cute. It does appear that that's maybe it. This is interesting. Is this like, it looks like the tree's being burned, but I wonder if that is like a dramatic use of lighting, or if that's actually what's happening there, because normally these paintings seem to be of like a non-fiction variety. They're painting realism, I guess, in the game. We're not seeing any abstract artists, I guess is what I'm trying to say there. I think we did explore the rest of this. Having to look at the paintings now, though. We didn't open that door because we couldn't. And then praise the message and then didn't expect secret passage. What? Mind blown. Even if there is a secret passage there, like, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Like, of course there's gonna be something there. Oh, look at this friend of ours.
Well, you joined the manor, huh? I don't believe it. Didn't think you had it in you.
Maybe I should have saw him earlier or something.
We're on the same side now. We'll do good work together.
So he actually, that gives him motivation for why he did what he did. Because I was like, why did he bring us over here? And I think it's because he didn't, you know, he wanted to stop you from approaching the manor.
We can do business if you like. Patches Emporium at the Volcano.
Patches Emporium.
Especially for you.
Some gold pickled fowl feet that he uses to bait people into traps, perhaps. We don't necessarily need any of his stuff, of course. We'll buy him out just to be a nice guy. Why does he have two sets of great arrows? That's weird. We don't need nest stock. We already have one. So, I mean, we'll buy these two. Not that we necessarily need them.
Cheers for that.
I like how cheery he
Got
is.
something on your shopping list? No trouble to me. you surprised that I belong to the Volcano Manor?
Not really.
I always hated the gibberish about lost grace and the laughable two fingers. I thought I could lend a hand in unmasking the charade. Not to mention, Tanith has always made me curious. I guess her master must really be something, because she's pretty damn smug about it. Even after announcing her blasphemous ambitions, she still stands proud. I've never seen a woman quite like her.
Oh, he's smitten.
Cheers for that.
We got some actual lore for patches for once. Got a shortcut door, I suppose. Patches is usually just like a traveling mischief maker, you know? Mischief maker. I don't say that word very often. Mischief. Got the troll again. So I didn't quite expect this to be a dead end like that, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go down here perhaps and see if we can meet up with Warrior Jar Alexander, because he left a message pointing down onto this fort, perhaps. At least it was pointing westerly, right? So off the cliff, and I assume it's for down here. We're just going to continue using this fire weapon. I imagine a lot of these creatures in the volcano are fire resist, but you know, as you may know, we are well beyond most of the enemies here, I have to imagine. We actually do have these fire witches and this fire statue. This man lived with 1 HP. They were all attacking. Oh, there was two dudes. I was gonna say they were all attacking him. We have encountered those ladies before in some of the highlands of Liurnia. Torrent, how do you feel about running through lava? Are you a fan of it? Seems like not really. There is a magma worm here. Now, I know I just said that it probably doesn't matter about our fire, but this seems like a bad time to have a fire weapon. Let's even go crazy. We have too many weapons. I need to... Oh no. I switched to the wrong weapon. Alright, we're good. This is super overkill. I'm just trying to bleed it. Well, we didn't necessarily bleed it, but it's fine. We got some HP back, I suppose. It's sort of a much ado about nothing situation. A draconic power is available at the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. So they put that butterfly there just in case you hadn't learned that you can walk through lava. Seems like...
Oh, mountain of fire! Bake me in your flames!
What is going on here? I'm concerned this guy's gonna die if I don't go investigate him. Oh, this guy is Warrior Jar Alexander, I think.
Ah, good sir. What business might you have in such a place as this? I hardly think you're here to temper yourself with flame, considering that fleshly form of yours. Your timing, though, is impeccable as ever. I've been making just the thing for you on my journey here. Take it. I'm sure it'll suit you to a T.
Just casually tosses it over to us in the jar.
But, it's hardly more than lukewarm here. I won't be able to temper my body such that it'll never crack again. Perhaps I'll head eastward.
Okay.
There's an old saying I've caught wind of.
Oh?
Above the lofty clouds, the icy giant's peak doth soar. Here lieth the flame of ruin, which ever burning roars.
All right. Warrior ahead.
Perhaps I'll head as an old
Right.
above the loft.
Neat. Jar that fits cleanly over the head when upturned. Made with pride by Iron Fist Alexander. It is uniquely jar-like gesture of friendship. It boosts the power of throwing pot items. We don't use throwing pots too often, but we also don't use bear magic anymore. We tried a little, but it doesn't always seem that important. So there's the Great Jar, which like weighs a lot. This weighs like almost half. This increases the power of thrown pots of all sizes. I wonder if that includes the new throwing pots. Surely. Maybe we could have tested that when we were fighting the furnace golems. Not that it matters, I guess. Okay. I think this was actually maybe from the DLC. Attire the shamans who perform their worship at jails. They offer their prayers and to the innards of the great jars, such that they may be reborn as one day into sainthood. This is a cycle of death and rebirth taken into the hands of mortal men. Because as established, it seems like quote-unquote worthy are chosen by the potentates to be thrown into these jars to maybe... Oh, I just can't talk to him on the horse. This is hurting my horse quite a bit.
Perhaps I'll head as an old above the
Okay, I was wondering if he was going to acknowledge me being down here. I'm sorry to my horse. I'm burning your hooves. It's just, it's tempering your horseshoes, you know. I was trying to feed it, but I jumped off the horse. I guess you can't do that. Let's switch the equipment again. This was silly, but whatever. Oh, I didn't realize that weapon, this is a colossal weapon. Not the most efficient of fights here. A little surprised we're finding demi-humans up here, but I suppose these demi-humans are strewn all over the map. I don't know if we have discovered what the demi-humans... how the demi-humans were spawned over time. They got fire pots now. I can't even... Where'd he go? He like juked me. Neat. So I was thinking to myself, we haven't been over here yet. I marked a few spots on the map. These caskets guarded. These sarcophagus. We got another statue that needs to be broken by an enemy. I have to imagine it's not these enemies. That was terrible. I got my horse killed for no reason. Forgot that I didn't heal him. Don't get yourself killed for no reason. I still have that theory, and I don't know if it's true or not, that if they have glowing eyes, that means they might have killed someone recently. Another player. And I wouldn't surprise me if someone died right there, because I almost died right there. Got a hermit shack here. Let's see what all these dudes are looking at. Roiling magma. They were all investigating because they didn't know how to use this item. Fires lump of magma that explodes after delay. We cannot use it because it requires more intellect. One of the sorceries developed from the magma of Mount Gelmir. Charging enhances potency. After discovering the ancient hexes of Gelmir, Rykard, son of Queen Renala, brought them back into practical use as new forms of sorcery. Okay, so people with R as their first name are born of Renala and Radagon. And then people with M as their first name are possibly born of Radagon and Queen Marika. And then people with G on their first name might be the people born of Godfrey and Queen Marika. That's my theory right now. So there's like 1.5 royal families, two and a half royal families, maybe. This is the weather that I was talking about. It is morning now, though. It seems like, oh, found a rune bear. It seems these demi-humans are living in unity with the rune bear. I should not have aggroed the rune bear. The rune bear. I was gonna run in to fight some more demi-humans, but would not surprise me if people die here as well. I was just standing in its magma. It's funny because these guys are using lava magic. They're just throwing it out of a pot instead of actual magic, you know? That's kind of funny. I just don't want them to gang up on me while I'm fighting a dang bear, you know? It's cute that they use shields, but they actually use wooden shields. I can't believe this bear is trying to go back home. Come on, bro. Well, mission accomplished. Ah, I knew it was the grab. I might be dead here. I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Just double chug. Even if we got hit, it was fine. We are not two-handing the weapon. Now we are. Trying to bonk the bear. We could also put it to sleep, but it's probably unnecessary. It do be an active rowdy boy. It seems like maybe... Well, animals for sure seem to be easier to put to sleep. But I almost wonder if the more wily the animal, the faster they move. I wonder if they can be put to sleep easier, if that was maybe part of the design ethos there. What is this item here? Smithing stone. Sticks, which we actually do need, so. We need 5s and 6s to upgrade some of our stuff, in addition to 7s and somber 7s, so. There's potential. This man was guarding the lily with his life. It seems like a lot of people are content in the existence of watching over a Miquella lily, or in this case a Trina lily, which is funny because Trina lilies are easier to find than Miquella lilies. So he probably thinks it's like a rare flower that he's never seen before, and that's why he just watches over it. Yes, I'm giving headcanon to these demi-humans, but I legitimately think that they think of these things when they... Okay, that's just a standard bear. I couldn't tell. I did see a scarab this way. And I hear one too. I don't know why I'm surprised. There it is. See some volcanic stone. The bear ran away from its little home. It's kind of cute that the bear was there. I don't mean to drive it away from its home now that I killed its parent, but apparently that's what I'm doing. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I always forget how to switch to two-hand in this game. Not that I'm playing any other Souls game or anything, so there's no reason for me to forget. Oh, so we're over here now. Okay, cool. I didn't quite realize this is a passageway. It looks like it's a big hole right there. But I think it's just, you know, that rock outcropping. Miquella lily. That is the Grand Lift of Dectus up ahead. We're looking down onto Liurnia. as well as some of Altus Plateau. That's Ronnie's Tower in the distance. That's fun. And even we can look towards Lanedale and the major Erdtree, I'm gonna call, since the other ones are labeled minor Erdtrees. Craftsman check. A pulley crossbow. Cool. We found the pulley bow before. Crossbow made with pulleys and power springs. The complex mechanism, which yada yada, required someone who learned of Golden Order of fundamentalism. One touch fires a volley of bolts. Be warned, large stores of bolts can be quickly spent. Is this the one that the Guts dude was using in the DLC? He was using it in his other hand as well. We got a lot of items now. Once again. Oh, I have no bolts. Oh, I was gonna say, what the heck? I do have bolts. I'm trying to figure out how to aim with the crossbow. I guess you just can't aim with in your left hand. Oh, you have to two-hand it, of course. I think that is what the Guts dude was using. It's cool. We are at a site of grace, so we're gonna sit down and sort the equipment real quick, just because I don't want to have to scramble to look through my stuff. We'll put away the Great Katana, because we really just can't use it until it's upgraded. Siluria's Tree. One day want to use these red bear claws, but we need a somber 6 for them. And it feels like if the claws are under leveled, there's just no point in using them, because I one-shot things with the big hammer, right? With any of the big hammers or swords or whatever. And so if I use just a weak claw weapon, you know, it just doesn't seem all that interesting. I suppose it'll make these areas slightly more difficult, and therefore maybe a little more engaging to watch, instead of me just throwing my dang weapons around like that. That was fun, though. That's one way to deal with all those nerds. I was like, there's so many dudes here, and I really don't want to swing for each one. What is my biggest attack? And then I thought of this. That's funny. I was like stuck in the barricade. It's still going. And then it like broke me out. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I forgot we're wearing the jar on our head. It was a gift from my friend Alexander. Sacramental Bud. That's there to get you attacked. You're like, ooh, a blue item, and if you're not paying attention, that Iron Virgin will take you out. I don't like that they're called Iron Virgins. Like, what kind of... why? This is a town of demi-humans. We also got a sorcerer up here. There's a sorcerer trying to teach them magic. So it's interesting, actually. There are some that do know magic of these demi-humans. Particular, those sword masters. Again, that's one way of dealing with them. I kind of like that. Another Starlight Shard. It still confounds me that there's these items around the world and you only find them at the astrolabes, but they're just consumable. I guess like getting FP back is actually pretty rare, because theoretically that can be turned into offensive or defensive capabilities, support abilities. the ability to heal. That's kind of what I'm saying there as well. If you're reading between the lines. So FP is very important. Ooh, Herodotus. Glintstone crown. One of the glintstone crowns bestowed upon Rai Lucaria were scholars whose pursuits were deemed worthy, increases intelligence and endurance to the detriment of FP. The crown of Herodotus, or Herodotus, was granted to scholars who engaged in nomadic study away from the academy, which makes sense why it's out here then. Adds some lore reasoning to its placement. Let's aggro a bunch of demi-humans again, and by a bunch I mean let's kill this guy, which was easy enough. And then let's get them all together. I think there was more. There is another one in the distance. That one looks like a king, perhaps. I'm having fun doing that. Oh, this gremlin got away. Errant sorcerer Manchet's boots and robe, which has been altered. Oh, we got another chieftain up here. Didn't quite expect that. These demi-humans have quite a civilization up here that I'm just slaughtering. So this probably goes with the rest of this helmet, the Herodotus glintstone crown. So this sorcerer robe is a commonplace robe worn by errant sorcerer Wilhelm, one of the first tarnished to visit Round Table Hold. A silent seeker of sorcery who had gone so far as to make contact with the primeval current, Wilhelm was led by guidance into confrontation with his friend Vargrim, and it is said that he was then taken prisoner in Round Table Hold. He'd gone so far to make contact with the primeval current, he's a seeker of sorcery. The current might be like a ley line or something. Was led by guidance into confrontation with his friend Vargrim, and it said that he was then taken. So the guidance told him to fight his friend, but then the guidance made him prisoner. Because my understanding is Round Table Hold is the work of the guidance, right? It's the work of the two fingers. Grace is giving you guidance through that. Commonplace leather boots, sturdy enough to withstand a long journey, and commonplace leather manchettes. Their hands are inlaid with dull glintstone. That's interesting. I want to see what it looks like. Yeah, you can kind of see it. So I wonder if up here this was Vargrim or Wilhelm, but Wilhelm was taken prisoner by Round Table. Maybe because he was taken prisoner, he eventually, when he got out, decided that the guidance of grace is not it, and then made his way to Volcano Manor, got himself lost perhaps. He died up here. So there were a couple more mages. This is another queen. I mistakenly referred to her as a king, perhaps. It's not good. This is an interesting fight, for sure. That was bad. I like that she screams like the other demi-humans. I did realize there was someone else attacking us. Now we can just one-on-one and win. Oh, I'm at such a stamina deficit there that I didn't quite realize. If I just jumped attack there, it would have been over. All right, bad fight. Doing some bad practice here, but it is what it is. Got another memory stone out of that. That was good. That more spells is always good. Site of Grace. Who is this? Oh, okay. Huh. Primeval sorcerer Azur. This just leads back to the Gelmer's hero grave. So they didn't say anything, but they gave us a legendary spell. Fires a tremendous comet within a starry torrent. Intellect 60. Legendary sorcery devised by Azur. When Azur glimpsed into the primeval current, he saw darkness. He was left both bewitched and fearful of the abyss. The abyss might be just space in this regard, because the sorceries do come from the stars. They all have a cosmic motif. We can remove that. Was there anything else in this village? I don't think there was. I'm gonna say no. I don't know if I commented on it, but or this episode, I know I commented on it in the past, but it seems like these demi-human queens all have names that start with M. So are they also descendants of America? Found Alexander Warrior Jar up ahead that way. I thought he would be in this castle. We didn't even end up searching the castle. We can warp back. We're on the other side of the mountain, so we'll do that. I'll take a drink here. All right. Kind of just meandering through. I mean, this is the reason why I didn't go to this side in the first place, is because it was such a big battlefield that I was just hugging the wall, and I ended up hugging the wall so hard we just ignored this. I don't like fighting these things at all, really. Not the most engaging of fights. I'm glad we two-shot it at least. Found ourselves in a little graveyard. See more of these purple flowers. We haven't seen them in a little while. Don't need to mess with the jellyfish. They're not even angry that I picked up the item they were hiding. Looks like we got a small fort up ahead. It doesn't necessarily appear that there's items or anything over here, but what do I know? I mean, there's one right here. I don't like that noise that they make. I think that's the noise they make when they do the thorny vine attack. All that for some butterflies. I mean, it was 10 butterflies, but you know. Oh, there's another one? Like what? Like what? Okay, I was gonna say, I really better one-shot these dudes when I jump attack. That feels okay. These weapons are probably a bit better for most of these enemies as well. Is there anything back here? Since these weapons do magic damage, I imagine most of these enemies are fire resist. We got a knight here. We actually just wrapped around the whole building. This knight hasn't noticed us. It's not the spell I wanted, but it's fine. He still turned around despite my silent steps. No. Just not gonna let you do that. It's interesting that there was just a random knight, an Erdtree knight, I guess. Well, it's not really what... Erdtree soldier? Lanedell soldier? Be wary of plump sort. Be wary of fire. I ain't scared. We're in Fort Lyad? I'm gonna say Lyad. Oh, I've seen this hat, but only because I watched a bit of Dan Giesling fight Twin Knight Renala, I believe. I pressed the wrong button. I don't think I would have one-shot it anyway. Didn't expect plump sort. Prelate's Inferno Crozier. Crozier? I've never even seen that word before. It is a colossal weapon. Does physical damage, scales with strength. Colossal hammer with the appearance of roiling flames, weapon of the prelates who lead the fire monks. Its heft represents the weight of their guardianship. The hammer's head is unusually substantial, and strong attacks will fling foes into the air. It's got a skill of prelate's charge, slam the armament into ground to create a surge of flames, then charge in. That's interesting. It's a very heavy weapon, it looks like. A bit of a weird camera there. Armorer's Cookbook number 7 gives us Giant's Flame Fire Pot, which I guess is one of these. Oh, so are we actually going to get more hefty cracked pots? I thought those were DLC only. That's kind of funny. These scale with strength as well, which is interesting. A goodly amount of materials is sealed inside. Wait, but black fireflies... Are they not? I thought those were DLC materials as well. It shows what I know. That's funny. Sleep. Lot of dead bodies. Eek, these wretched fools. I don't even know what I'm talking to. They'll never find me. Am I playing prop hunt? Fire Scorpion Charm. Okay, so the Scorpion Charms are just of elements. Raises fire attack, but lowers damage negation. Patterned on a scorpion freshly shed of its exoskeleton, yada yada, raises fire attack power. A sieging heart that burns with fire. Carried by the unseen assassins. Is that supposed to be you?
I'll survive, I swear it. I'll soon be back at the Volcano Manor.
This is a cute little encounter, I suppose. I think we're done here then. Nice. Maybe we just warp out. Simple enough. And then we've explored on the outside as well. We haven't explored this. Let's go. Also, did we explore? I think that we didn't explore this little village here. I found this site of grace and I was like, we're going to come back there later. And I am going to say we'll come back there later as well, because we're going to come down here to the War Master Shack. Let's see if we can do this quest for the folks at Volcano Manor. I don't quite remember what their organization is called, if it has a name. Knight Bernal is not here. He's the one who teaches you a lot of arts of war. I wonder if he might be involved with the Volcano Manor storyline. It seems like there's probably going to be a decent number of NPC interactions. I remember the wolves were coming down, so I pulled out the torch. I have to assume we're going to find a summon sign up ahead. That won't appear unless we're on this quest line, but maybe I'm wrong. Invade Old Knight Istvan's world. It appears that I was correct in my assumption. This man is at the Colosseum, so clearly he wants some... He wants the heat. And he's got the heat. Good job, team. We got a rune arc and another furrow culling finger remedy, which I'm not even sure those are all that useful. Especially to us. We got his armor set as well, the scaled armor. Let's read about the man we just slayed. Helm worn by Old Knight Istvan. The corroded metal is reinforced with rock-hard scales, making it highly effective against non-physical attacks. Istvan is one of the few wizened tarnished who survived to this day. About that. Yeah, I don't wanna be the one to break it to you. Anyway, let's go to this ruin that I mentioned earlier that we didn't explore. I didn't think it would be that quick of a traipse to just go down and take that man out. Yeah, we didn't explore any of these buildings here. Any of these ruined buildings, I guess, the Lux ruins. We didn't even have it marked on the map. Now we do. There might be a cellar. I thought I heard a scarab. The scarab might be on top of the mountain. Okay, I have to imagine we have to go up more. Otherwise, these are the most useless ruins in existence. I suppose ruins in general aren't like the most useful. They're not used by anything. We just stole their dried liver, and now they're mad at us. I don't think we've been up there. There's a demi-human up there who heard the commotion and is not a big fan of us. I thought that Sight of Grace was pointing straight up for a moment. I would have laughed. I was going to. There is a scarab up here, but... not quite sure how to get up. It does seem like we can just go along this area and eventually we can climb the ridge. Yeah, we definitely explored this. There was a weapon in here, I'm sure. Can we just climb the ridge? I mean, I guess if we go to this warp and go north. This is a bit quicker. This is like the first Sight of Grace of the Altus Plateau, assuming you come up from Dectus. I think we did take out these dudes up there then. I just don't know about this tower. We'll quickly just double check this and then we'll head out. This is the tower we saw. There is an item inside there. I could have sworn we took those nerds out. That's just a fun attack. Found the scarab. Why is there a checkpoint right here? I answered my question right away. I don't know where that scarab went. It disappeared, but I'm pretty sure when it's a white scarab like that, you have to find it a few more times. Got a great knife. I was hoping this would be a strength scaling dagger because that would be interesting. The weapon is designed to slash and rend, inflicting blood loss upon the recipient. I was a little concerned that the scarab went down there, but I don't even... Not sure that it did. Was I just too slow on the scarab? That doesn't feel right. Like, I definitely took out that nerd in the distance at the club, as well as this one that we just killed, I think. The scarab was in here, and then it warped facing this way. I'm not sure that matters at all. I guess we're going in here. This man's like buffing up. Demi-human Queen Galika. So I didn't see any of her abilities, but she had purple stuff, which makes me think she had vortex magic. But also she had a G for her name. So was she of Godfrey's lineage? Ritual Sword Talisman. Raises attack power when HP is at maximum. That seems pretty good. Talisman pattern after swords used in ritual combat held to honor the Erdtree. The practice had died out by the age of King Consort Radagon. So this was from Godfrey's age. Which is cool, because so was maybe this demi-human queen. The practice had died out, but the remains of arenas where ritual combat took place can still be found in every land. Would this be one of these arenas? Okay, so I guess we're gonna drop down here real quick, just to confirm there is no scarab down here. But I feel like we would have heard it. It's kind of annoying. I don't really want to do this again, but what we'll do is we'll quickly give it one more warp, see, just like head straight to that scarab, see if we can take it out. I believe it is a white scarab, so it's probably just going to be a somber stone, but we kind of do want some of those, especially if it's a 7. I kind of doubt it'll be a 7 over here, though. This feels like more of a 5 area, maybe 6. But I think we can just ride along up here and get right to the scarab without much issue. Why do I still hear it? Everywhere I go, I hear her voice. I'm at, like, officially at a loss. One more try, perhaps? One more try. Yo, I need y'all to chill. Okay, we're gonna ride up. We're gonna get off the horse early. We're gonna cast the assassin spell. Assassin's approach. I knew it was alliterative, but I couldn't figure out what the second word was. And then we might even use this gravity attack, although I do yell before I do it, so I don't know if that'll be considered stealthy or not. I'm going to assume it's not. Generally, it's not stealthy if you yell. Again, like, I do hear it. I just don't understand. I'm pretty confused because I don't hear it anymore. Really? Okay. One more attempt. Same strat, except this time we're gonna go to the other side of the building where the window is. And then I'm gonna gravity rush, I guess. I'm gonna close this game and open up gravity rush. I'm not even sure I have that on Steam. I'm not even sure what kind of game that is. I'm pretty sure it is a game name though. I mean, it's two random words put together. That's pretty much guaranteed to be a game name. Have you heard of this game, Elden Ring? Okay. Final attempt. If it doesn't happen here, we're moving on. I'm leaving a marker. And we'll move on. Shield crash. I'm not quite sure what happened, like why it would work there and not, you know, why it would just run away immediately every other time, but whatever. Not gonna complain. We got this shield crash, Art of War. Two-hand the shield and charge forwards while maintaining guard. Weaker enemies will be shoved backwards, can even be staggered. Hold to extend duration, usable on all shields. That's neat. Perhaps we just continue along this ridge line and go towards this swampy ruins we saw earlier. We don't necessarily need to warp. Otherwise, we go back to Volcano Manor and see if they have more of a quest line for us. I'm sure there's at least one or two more nerds that they want us to take out. But I'm pretty sure we didn't go northward along this area much at all. A nice little casual swamp, which is not poisoned. Everyone give your applause to Miyazaki for not poisoning this swamp. It does appear that there's not much going on down here. Just an area that emphasizes the scale of the world. This troll is hiding in wait. I tried to roll, but someone's ringing a bell. Oh, okay, this man. This is a uniquely perhaps Southern Ontario thing, but there, and this next sentence I'm gonna say is a bit weird, but there used to be a place or a company or something where people would get hired, usually like teenagers. They would ride around on a bike with a freezer attached to it, and they'd sell ice cream, and they'd ring a bell like that. So that would remind me of them, of a thought that I've not thought of in ages since I was a youngin'. And I used to hear the bell, and then we'd yell "Dickadee, Dickadee," because that's what they were called. They were called Dickadees. Which, yes, is a very ridiculous name. I thought so even as a kid. Let's jump up here, I suppose. Reinforces the idea that Canada has a lot of silly names for things. Actually, we did go up here, because that's how we got to this bridge. We just didn't continue along this passage, I think. I mean, surely there's a way to the swampy castle up ahead. Just this way, I guess. A lot of various hollows. I don't even really want to take out these trolls, let alone the hollows, so... That man just stomped 4 times with his 1 foot. How you doing? Okay, I'll be seeing ya. There's a cave right here. A mine, perhaps. Oh, we went in here. Did I just not follow up on this northern path, or did I just get up here and was like, ah? There's gotta be a way, right? I must have just missed this little area right here. A lot of bloodstains. I'm not even gonna read the messages. Did slow down a little though. Why are there so many bloodstains there? Now I want to go read the messages. Huh. Didn't expect range battles. The only one who gave us maybe a slight clue as to why the bloodstains are there, but I still don't understand why. I feel like we did go down here. I guess we just didn't go into the swamp. Would explain why we didn't see what caused all the bloodstains, because maybe we already killed it. Let's go wrap around eastward and clockwise, perhaps. Steal the loot from these slugs. Shoutouts to Torrent for being poison immune. Kind of scary that we can't one-shot these guys with this sword. It's fine though. We didn't even really need to take them out. Got a flask back though, I suppose. Thought I saw a piece of loot over there, but it was just like a shiny rock, an extra shiny rock. Don't stand in the death zone. We did roll in the poisons, so we unfortunately are still ticking up. Appears to be a big castle down here. Didn't expect it to be this big, but I guess it's pretty big on the map, right? So anything along this cliffside, kind of doubt it. No caves. That's okay. I guess we'll wrap around the castle, see if we can anyway. The Shaded Castle. Bunch of Michaela Lily over here. Because this is a dead end. You see an astrolabe on the other side of the castle. I guess we'll go over there next. Kinda expected that it would be a dead end over here, as opposed to a whole cliff that wraps around the castle. Nothing really over there, unfortunately. We can get onto the castle through here. Toxic mushroom. I'm not sure you want to be plucking mushrooms off of corpses. I was kind of assuming there'd be another entrance, but that might just be the main entrance right there. To this fort. A bunch more Miranda flowers over here. Kinda don't want to mess with them, I'll be honest. Not really too engaged with the idea. Doesn't sound too thrilling to me. Okay, this thing's getting up, so we have to go over here now. I lied. We have to kill this guy first. Malay Marays. I don't even know who that was. They had a whole title that I couldn't even read. I guess I'll go back maybe. I mean, maybe we'll see through that equipment. The equipment we just got. Alright. Bro couldn't even fight me one-on-one. Man's out here splaying his feet for us. Get out of here. No one wants to see that. Didn't expect a PvP encounter versus that fire golem. A robe with a black mantle across the shoulders, customarily worn by the head of House Marays. The sons of House Marays are all sickly born. Little wonder that Malay Marays would be so beguiled by the beautiful and fierce goddess who was born into rot. Mask in the image of a white-haired young noble. The Marays family has a dual history spanning generations, serving as both executioners and castellans of the Shaded Castle. This mask bears the likeness of the first in their line. Spur of a giant ant, which has been fashioned into a rapier. The blade drips with scarlet rot. Scarlet rot is an old legend of which Malay Marays of Shaded Castle was a private believer. And indeed, he eventually found his own personal goddess. So they are definitely referring to Melania there. I hope there wasn't a statue we had to destroy. Smithing Stone 5, unfortunately just one of them, but guess I won't complain too much. How much do we have anyway? We got 8. 8 out of 999. There's a tree in the distance. Also, getting the map of Mount Gelmir has revealed the northern extremities of the map. So it looks like we have the full scale of the map in play now, which kind of reinforces my idea that perhaps we're only about halfway done. I think with the DLC included, we're probably a bit more than halfway done. But we're definitely in the latter half of the game now. I'm hoping this Volcano Manor doesn't seem too much more... I mean, we haven't explored the manor itself, but it seems like we've explored all of the rest of the surrounding area. More starlight shards. And of course, we have to go to the Shaded Castle. So I think after the Shaded Castle, like, we've kind of been everywhere else. Is kind of what I'm getting at here. Especially because this was the only area I was unsure about, and we happened to find that just by going to where Alexander was. So I have to imagine once we return to Volcano Manor, we'll get maybe another quest or two to kill some NPCs, and perhaps we'll be killing NPCs that we thought were friends. I have to imagine that's what's going to happen there. Make us question our loyalty. Make us do some bad things. All in the name of NPC quest lines. I didn't quite want that to happen. Everyone's so desperate to do NPC quest lines, but the way it works in Souls games is like, if you can do a quest line that's easy, like if it makes sense to you, chances are it is a bad quest line. You're gonna get someone killed for no reason. But if you can tell there's a quest line and your NPC dies halfway through the game, that's when you know that you have a real quest line where you can one day figure out how to solve it, or just cheat and look it up, which will probably be what I'll do after this playthrough, is do like a new game plus or a second playthrough where I try to save all the NPCs. Hey, how you doing? Alright, good chat. Depraved Perfumer Headscarf. I hope we get some perfumes in here then. Headscarf worn by depraved perfumers. These heresy-inclined perfumers imbibe their own spices to alter body and mind. Their slow descent into self-destruction is what earned them their name. They're getting high on their own supply. So these are new enemies. We haven't encountered these depraved perfumers. I wonder if there's going to be more perfumer weapons. I'm assuming there's not, and all the perfumer weapons were in the DLC. But that could be wrong, of course. Oh, there's a painting down there. Bunch of slugs. Couple items to get you into a precarious position. We got a painting. I feel like there's another painting that we haven't really looked at in a while. I think I know exactly where this is. I think this is on Altus Plateau. Champion Song painting. There's no lore on the paintings, right? Yeah. Actually, perhaps we did go through all the paintings. Actually, you know what? It was probably the DLC paintings we didn't do. I totally forgot about the DLC paintings. I'll go on my own time. I'll go through these paintings because they're not. It's not really a surprise or spoilers if I look up where they are, because spoilers, they're in the DLC. One of them's near the dragons, right? Like one of them's looking at the tower. So it's not. I'm not too concerned about spoilers for the specific location. I just want to see if we have those items. I have to imagine we probably maybe got one of those paintings and ignored the others. So perhaps at the end of this episode, when I take my quick break, I will do some investigation as to what those items lead to and if we have them already. I'm assuming we don't, though. I'm assuming there's a few. Okay, we have more of these undead. These guys are reminiscent of grafted scions, but much smaller, obviously. These are the bell ringers. Oh, there's an item up there. I guess we'll go up there and get it. We've seen those enemies in Liurnia's swamp. I'm glad we're finding items that I'm like interested enough to use. By items I mean equipment, I guess. It's like we'll have to platform up here. Hence the message, right? But yeah, having a new helmet is fun. It's always fun. How does one get that? I suppose there's a ladder that way. That's one way of doing it. Yeah, there's no way you're jumping on there. Tried to pull up the horse. Surely, oh, the ladder is actually a shortcut. Okay, keep that one in mind. Have to imagine this place isn't going to be that threatening in the grand scheme of things. Before we go up, we might as well just double check this poison moat, I suppose. Take out this guy because he's ranged. Actually, maybe we want to go up that ladder, and there's probably nothing up here. So we'll double back, grab this loot. Smithing stone 4, which is actually worthless. We already have more than 100 of those, I believe. Even after upgrading them, or with them. Got some frogs. Guarding an item. Guarding a couple items. Can't get over that they're not the same frog model, but they have basically the same animations. I'm sure they've been touched up over time. Same as the rats and the skeletons. It's nice to see them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say, where did he go? Where did you go now? He's going. I can't tell what my deathometer is at. That thing barely lived. That is some extra deep swamp water. Get me out! It was like double stacking the smoke. Smithing stone 5 times 1. Not the best of loot. It's funny that I'm pretty sure those frogs still, I mean, they might, but I haven't seen them do a melee attack at all. So they might still only have, you know, death breath attacks. Perfumers are a little scary, but we can really just tank through their shenanigans. The perfumers have Estus, which I guess is not that absurd. Gonna need you to not do that. It seems like these perfumers are living in harmony with these fetid corpses. Had a feeling that there was gonna be one around the corner as well. This one like juked us a little. The jukes. This leads outside. Another perfumer here. I do like the cloak that they have. Another smithing stone 5. Kind of a long way for one smithing stone 5, but whatever. That is the Death Frog camp. I think this means we climb the ladder now. Actually, we go up here first because we didn't check this other building. Then we climb the ladder. Yeah. Some beast blood. We jump up here as well. Another item. Neutralizing bolus ×2, which is not really a good item at all, but I suppose it confirms that we've not been up here. There's always more of these zombies than you think there are. I suppose that just goes with Miyazaki's design philosophy in the first place. Yeah, we get it. You're sick. The Miranda flowers are a little upset at our deeds. Oh, there's another way up here. We could have went up this way. Okay, cool. And what is down here? Many more wretched, vile zombies with a Miranda flower. Dang zombies. These are Scarlet Rot. It's funny that they give you neutralizing boluses and then Scarlet Rot right away. Another small trap leading to a smithing stone 5. Again, we do need them, so I can't complain too much. It is nice that we're at the progression where it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess that's just how choke points work, really. The items get rarer and rarer. I haven't explored these upper areas enough. Alright, it was good seeing you. Somber smithing 5. I guess what I'm getting at is that choke point I'm calling it, like the items becoming rare is very much intentional, just depending on how I explored. I am sure there's another bell bearing or two to buy smithing stones. We can only buy up to smithing 4s now, so surely there's more. Yeah. It takes a lot to surprise me with an enemy behind a barrel. Or around a corner. You gotta like really let my guard down for an enemy around a corner to get me, I feel like. Another bell rider. We gotta find that ladder. The shortcut ladder. In fact, there's another one right there. Don't know where this guy was, but I have to assume maybe he was just hiding behind here or something. Not the most thrilling of fights, once again. Unfortunately, I feel like that's just gonna be the next dozen hours of gameplay. Me exploring these areas that I'm way overpowered for. I did let my guard down, you still didn't get me. Look, I did it again. I suppose you would have fell down there and been assaulted by the crimson rot flowers. This is a Knight of Melania. We haven't seen one of them in a while. Crimson Rot Knight. This is a weird storage room of statues. Valkyrie's prosthesis. Golden prosthesis used by the one-armed Valkyrie. A masterwork of craftsmanship. With practice and skill, it can be used proficiently as a real arm. When Malay Marays, Lord of the Shaded Castle, embraced this prosthesis, he claimed to feel the presence of his personal goddess. It looked like it was a usable item, was it not? It was a key item. Let's just double check that. Yeah, there it is. So these are all quest items, I believe, for the most part. Well, I guess the larval tears are not. Some of them are quest items. Necessary item ahead. So, I wonder how that'll be used in the future. Surely it's got to be used involving Melania. I'm not sure I quite realized that she had a prosthesis, if she does. I've seen what she looks like, of course, as mentioned a few times. Over the past 2 years, a lot of fan art tends to get through my mutes on social media. You know, I'm trying to be aggressive with my muting to avoid spoilers. People like drawing, you know. They don't always tag their posts. Don't want to be in this swamp, per usual. Let's get this rider a little bit closer to us before we pounce. I just don't want to be trudging through the swamp trying to catch up to it. This guy seems to be trapped by his own volition. That's what I was looking to do. Those guys are kind of reminiscent of the Putrescent Knight in the DLC. Alright, we already took out those guys. Did we come up here? Doesn't look like there's really any reason to come up here. A fun little structure, I guess. I have to imagine we probably want to go this way. I saw another ladder. This might be the shortcut. Smithing stone 4. Actually useless. Garbage. Get it out of my face. Yes, we rolled through the poison, but whatever. It is what it is. Worst case, I'll use some soap when we get to the top of the ladder. Here is our beloved shortcut. That was kind of rude. Didn't even kick the shortcut down. Was interrupted. Here is the item, the perfume bottle. Which again, I still don't know how to use. I imagine we're just missing a perfumer's cookbook or something. There is an item down here. Item ahead, but first off, ladder. That was the worst jump of all time. So, you have to be glad that I kicked the ladder. Otherwise, we would have been for a long trek. Hopefully we can discover the rest of this fort in the next 10-15 minutes or so. Video is getting a little long on time. This doesn't even seem like where I want to be, but maybe it is. Where is the item? There it is. How do you even get over there? It's a blue item, so it could be worth our effort. It could even be a boat. I don't like that there's just this random branch here, because it implies you can't walk through it, but you very much can. Stone sword key is pretty disappointing. We have like 15 of them at least. I was hoping for a unique item. We have 28 stone seal keys. I don't think there's going to be 28 cases to use them. What do I know though, I guess. Oh, we had the effect going for a second there. What time is it? It's nighttime. Yeah, we had the golden leaves effect. I noticed it on the on my status bar. We had the gold pickled foul foot icon. Not sure if I mentioned that in this episode or the last. Got a couple perfumers up ahead. They're out here just sniffing their own supply. That man did like a 1-2 jab with his explosions. We almost died there. Smithing stone 5. We got 12 of them now, so we can fully upgrade one item past 5s. Looks like we woke that zombie. I'm not sure why all these zombies have risen from their grave. Rise from your grave. Was that Altered Beast? I think that was Altered Beast. I never owned it, but I played it on a friend's Sega, I believe. That sounds right. Did that man like that seemed like a glitch to me. He like moonwalked backwards. I suppose a moonwalk is inherently walking backwards, is it not? This, whatever this is going on right here isn't cool. Well, that was supreme greed if I've ever seen it. I have to imagine that that is not like a boss enemy, so it'll probably respawn. I don't even know. I guess it's this way. That sucked. It's not that big of a deal because we got the ladder. I like the little icon for the pot throwing. You can see in the top left. It's like a little warrior jar man. I tried to run off and jump on there. It did not work. This is a dumb idea. What I'm about to do. Of course it doesn't die in one hit. That'd be too convenient. This rider's trapped in the corner and I can't hit it. There we go. Okay, so that's just an attack that it does. And we were just standing in the poison, so it makes sense for why we died. That rampaging scion, I don't know what to call it, the smaller scion down there that we just killed, because it's not a grafted scion. It was remembered by the rider. That's why it drops a ghost glovewort. Seems these I mean, you can even see it on one of our, I think it's a usable item. Let's read the lore. It's a bell, the Wraith Calling Bell. Wraiths are said to be vengeful spirits of those who died when cursed. Oh, okay. I don't know if that necessarily means those scion creatures, as I'm calling them, were cursed. I don't like fighting these zombies. They're just too grab happy. They want you to see this ladder for sure, but I think it's basically in the design doc, the world doc, that you have to have a torch next to a ladder. Another Site of Grace. I kind of expected a boss fight. We could still potentially get one. It's kind of funny, we just died right before Grace. Say your grace. We could sit down, but who cares? Bunch of statues. Looks like there's a ghost with lore over here. Yo, can you chill?
House Moraes is ruined. Just deserts for falling from that severed harpy. No surprise that guilty cretin took the castle and our storied sword.
Is deserts spelt right? I feel like is that desert? Just deserts. Was that intentional? And also the storied sword. Are they talking about the grafted greatsword? A lone surviving champion from a country now vanished was so determined to continue fighting that he claimed the sword of an entire clan of warriors. Storied sword of Castle Morn. So this is not Castle Morn though. I was a little concerned that when I put the torch away, the dog would immediately jump at me. It's kind of nice that I can one-shot dudes with the torch. I do want to upgrade the torch more, but I feel like there's higher priorities. Just like we can upgrade our seal more for better casting capabilities, but there's not much of a point. No torch next to this ladder, but we do have a candle. Not no more we do, but we did. Another dog feasting upon the corpse. I stole its bones. We got another Millennium Knight there. A Crimson Rot Knight. Let's check up this ladder, I suppose. Seems to be a bit of a climb. Not too much, but I have to imagine this is a bit of a dead end. Perfumer's Cookbook number 2. Time for sleep. We can make poison, spray mist, and blood boil or aromatic. Contains perilous techniques no ordinary physician would attempt. A record of crafting techniques left by a depraved perfumer. So we finally can craft some perfume. Assuming I can find it. Don't quite know what I'm looking for, clearly. I guess it would be in here. Oh, so we probably already had one. I just didn't quite realize it. Uses FP to release poison mist from the mouth. Perfume powder is held in the mouth to dissolve before being expelled. It was once a restorative art, or so it was said. There is lore about how the perfumers were originally physicians, and then most of them became warriors. When the Golden Order was formed, they joined the army. That's why you find them in the DLC among Mesmer's soldiers. Damaging armaments and temporarily lowering attack power. An acidic mist. You can damage armaments in this game? How does that work? I didn't think there was durability in this game. And then this final one raises maximum attack power and stamina while also increasing damage received. Even upon the battlefield, do you fear being wounded? Take a good look. Your limbs are frozen stiff. Huh. This episode's still getting a little long. We haven't finished exploring this castle. I feel like I should just finish it. And then maybe from now on my episodes are just going to be like in between an hour 20 or 30 to 2 hours. Sorry that I had to go down like that, dog, but the Clean Rot Knight got their sword. Piercing sword of the Clean Rot Knights who fought alongside Malenia, Blade of Mikella. I forgot about that aspect. Mainly used as a backup weapon in combination with a long-handled armament. Surely we're towards the end of this castle. It can't be too much longer. We did get another Sight of Grace, though. That perhaps was a convenient way to stop. But I refuse. What'd I say? You have to wake up pretty early in the morning to get me with an enemy around the corner like that. These statues are pretty neat, though. I imagine those knights are not necessarily easy to kill. I was just confirming that the dog was running away. Smithing Stone 5. It is nice when you just get to a spot where there's a bunch of dogs or rats and you can just kind of shoo them away. I think there's another shortcut right here, is it? Indeed. In fact, that's right near the ladder. Okay, I know exactly where that is. There's some zombies below on that ledge. I was wondering what the point of that ledge was. This has got to be the end of the castle. Doesn't look like there's any secrets under elevators, which is good for the most part. Be wary of Angel, no turn back. Is this gonna be Malenia right here? No, surely not. Do we need this? No, we don't. Elamir of the Briar. We have seen someone with a similar weapon as this. In fact, it was at Night Burnall. Ooh, we almost died there. Marae's Executioner Sword and Briar Great Shield. One time we went to Night Burnall, which is again down here at this War Master's shack, and once I teleported there, it was like a boss fight with a sword that did the exact same thing as that. It's probably this sword right here. Storied Sword of House Maraes, the family of executioners who presided over the Shaded Castle. They weren't always the Castellans, as said in previous lore. They started as executioners, but eventually they took over the castle. One of the legendary armaments. Elamir of Briar, the bell-bearing hunter, snatched the sword from the site of his looming execution and furnished it with battle skills from his homeland of Eocade. Eocade's dancing blade infuses the sword with energy, fling it forward in a corkscrew attack. The sword continually deals damage while violently spinning. Charge the attack to increase reach and duration. We can't use it because it requires arcane. And we also got the Briar Great Shield, which causes blood loss. It's like a melee shield. Great Shield from a foreign land used by Elamir of the Briar. Attacks with this armament utilize the iron thorns that have been wound around its frame. Originates from Eocade, a land of proudly solitary ascetics. And we have a picture of Malenia that he was looking at. Of the Clean Rot Knights. Okay, we did a pretty good job. It appears that this is the end of that journey here. I guess the big important item here was something we found immediately almost, being that prosthesis, I have to imagine. Because it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot else here. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be back, maybe exploring Volcano Manor and beyond, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, folks.